welcome to Air Folkland. Please make sure your tables are in the upright and locked position. Please place your phones on airplane mode or don't. No one really cares because we don't know if it works. Ding dong. This is your captain speaking.
Hi.
What if that's what they said? Hi. I forgot what I was coming on here to say.
Oh, this light says there's no fuel. Oh, wait, never mind. That's just the intercom.
Tap on it.
Someone. Hi. Does anyone out there have any floss? Anyone? There's something in my teeth.
You're looking a little.
Janet, I said get out of here again. Janet, get out of here. Sorry. Just yelling at the flight.
Sleepy there, pilot. You okay?
Sorry.
Our pilot looks so tired.
Yes, I'm just gonna.
Janet's been a nightmare this whole flight. Can't take any more of her crap. All right. I always wanted to be a flight attendant back in the day.
I mean, I think it could be a pretty cool job.
Yeah.
Very difficult one.
Yeah. How hard is it to do this?
A difficult life.
Here's your peanuts.
Well, there you go.
Here's
Now
your
you're killing
peanut.
people. You're killing kids with those peanuts.
This just in, folks. Flight attendants are children murderers.
Yes.
You heard it here first at Folkland News.
Yeah, kill adults too. Anybody with a peanut allergy.
Okay, so clearly we've all gone crazy, or we're talking about air travel this week. Heyo.
Again.
I just did this. Heyo. Clearly showing it's not
Playing a little Eric T. Peterson move there.
Maybe he got it from me. Maybe he's a time traveler and he went to the
yeah.
future. Anywho, what are we talking about this week, Brandi?
Well, how about if we kick her off with a little airline rundown?
Sure.
All right. On episode 130 of Nateland.
Crash and burn.
I hope we don't crash and burn. On episode 130 of Nateland Air Travel, the guys were grounded in their in-depth discussion about the friendly skies. Dusty zoomed off to Canada, presumably to get away from the paparazzi after garnering much attention from his new Wikipedia page. Breakfast and his family had a good old-fashioned Christmas at home, enjoying everything for the first time through Baby Biscuit's eyes. And Aaron would like to point out that they're from totally different generations. He's from the generation of annoyed people posting pictures of annoying strangers online. Finally, Nate brings us in for a landing with his opinion that Tom Hanks is in too many movies. But we circle back as he declares instead that the Hankster should in fact be in more things. All the movies, in fact. All of them. Celebrity lounges, chicken tests, and Goofus and Gallant. What a ride.
What a ride indeed. Buckle up,
Definitely
baby.
a ride.
I feel like you took some liberties there on this rundown.
You know, I get bored out here in the sun.
Nobody ever said breakfast had an old-fashioned Christmas. Could have been very modern, you know?
It
Well,
could have.
it could have been, but it is Brian. We love you, but
So he was in bed by 9.
I picture that little
Yeah.
Norman Rockwell
He's up pretty
setting.
late,
with the
if
little
you ever
baby.
notice. He's posting a lot and commenting back to people late.
it's probably when he's giving the baby her bottle.
Those comedians, you know? Okay, well, as you can tell, we are all dressed up. Brandi does not have a beard.
We are?
Yeah, I don't think she has a beard, right?
Well, I didn't shave today, but I do have PCOS, so you never know.
TMI.
I don't know what that is supposed to mean,
ADD.
but let's just say, okay.
Moving on.
So
We did a fun little thing on Facebook where we asked the folks to guess what these costumes were going to be. And we said that anyone who guessed by 9:00 tonight was going to get their guess read on our show.
joke
Right.
is nobody guessed right, so we're just going to read them all.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
right.
that we would be the cavemen from the Geico commercial.
I like how you weren't clued in enough to know what we were.
Yeah, so I guess I missed the memo on the costumes. We are not the Duck Dynasty cast.
Sorry,
Greg Morris. But
Morris.
that was pretty funny.
Greg Morris.
No abominable snowmen or yetis. Unhoused people camping in D.C. Who said that?
You said Christopher Meyerrand. Ooh, that's a tough one. Did I say it? Meyerrand? You got to say their name.
Let us know, Christopher, if that was butchered in the comments.
Meyerrand. My rear end. That's what it is. That's a real name.
Poor guy.
Look at that runway.
Like it's third grade all over again.
Can you imagine the teacher reading that? Christopher Meyerrand.
He's gonna rear end. Like, actually, it's Christopher, my rear end. Okay.
And the teacher's like, you're in big butt trouble, buddy. I almost said, you're in big buddy trouble.
Jacy Rothschild. No, I'm just kidding. I remember when he said that.
The Rothschilds family.
At it again. Rothhacker said dental hygiene after following Nateland advice for Milky Way, McDonald's, and Sonic and Sour Patch Kids.
There those teeth. Oh, I should have eaten an Oreo right beforehand to really bring home.
No, talk about having stuff in your teeth.
I know, that's the point. It is all for my character. That's what I mean.
Okay. Meg Blomquist would like to know where she can listen. Well, if you can't listen, our answer's not going to help you much, Meg.
Yeah, I sure hope that you're hearing this, Meg.
All right.
On the YouTubes.
And Eden nodding said, eating fairy floss.
That's cotton candy, right?
Very funny.
That's what they call it over the pond.
Yes.
We got a lovely review from Eric T. Peterson. I don't know why I read these, since he dislikes me so much, but number 24, I solved that problem year in review. Evidently, we're on like Donkey Kong and Lit Fam, and in the rundown, we suck. Yee. I don't remember why we sucked, but ETP lashes dash or hyphen shames shames and references the maps episode Paper Towns. I forgot that I said it was 12 degrees the week before. I'm also a little too sing-songy throughout the entire episode, and I have no regrets.
She's gonna do it more.
Featured that Great Folkland prediction, Fiddler on the Roof, and a urine review. It's always been stocking cap here. Cowgate is guys, I really do think I might be dyslexic, and let me tell you why. Because I was reading a license plate. I also have ADD, if you can't tell. Reading a license plate, and I literally mixed up the letters, and in my brain I saw them correctly, but thought them backwards, and I almost did that with the phrase Mother of Folkland, and I don't think it would have been good. So, Cowgate is the Mother of Folkland, and there's a lost episode? You guys, got any of them wheels? I started reading that. Just totally wrong. You just butchered the joke. Visible water heater doors, visible nipples. Why don't Derp reveals? And it's called
Keep going.
Nougat. But still don't eat it during filming or fillings.
Got a well-placed Wilson there.
Lollipops are allowed as long as they're quiet. Children. We'll scan the third row so closely we'll miss the special. Good enough. I got enough tonight, by the way.
Oh,
I was not a fan of it.
On the record.
Not everyone calls 911. Eric has. But everyone adores Eleanor. Bye, honey.
Yeah.
And Jen hates Betty White. It's not true. I never said that.
You never really denied it during the sode.
You never accused me of it.
That's true.
You
But
were
I think
offended
she
at
was
the thought of-
challenging. She was
of loving
challenging.
her.
She was offering a challenging
I'm not obsessed
question.
with the woman, okay? This was an exceptionally giggly episode, but great fun with big 2023 energy! Jazz hands, everybody! Looking forward to skewing whatever material you provide. Happy New Year. Thank you, Eric. We love to be misunderstood by you.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And now, I was going to say something, but you have water in your mouth.
I'm done.
And now for the Pooh Daddy 91. From our Folkland YouTube, he says...
I was about to say he's my favorite kind of daddy. Keep going.
You're going to get lots of enoughs. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
He says, I've worked at several gas stations and I couldn't give you a number on the amount of times I've dialed 911.
Oh.
With the amount of robberies and beer runs, it's pretty much nightly. Occasionally, the robbers will give us a robbery-free night, but not very often. Love the pod. Great ep.
It makes me
Pooh
think
Dad,
that
we love you too.
the robbers are outside and they're like, should we rob them tonight?
You know what? I got this thing, so
Yeah. What's your thing? I might
I gotta
go.
go.
What is it?
It's like,
it's that
how
thing.
far into, how many levels deep is Pooh Daddy into Candy Crush tonight? You think we can get away with it?
I thought you were legit asking us that, and I was like, I didn't even know.
Like
we
if he's
played it.
working there.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, is he listening to that dumb podcast again? You know, the one where the weird hippie guy, and
Who think they're funny?
that senior citizen.
They gave him a break on Wednesday nights because they're like, you know what? Let's give him this.
Here's a fun segment we should try. Like, oh, I think we talked about this once, having that guy who's in the group who'd never seen it watch it and then tell us like
Yeah.
his thoughts. But that would be really funny to do. You know how they do those like straight reaction videos to just like show people a clip super out of context. Like when Nate started talking about Ethiopians tonight, we could show him that.
That was out of context times 1,000.
Yeah.
And it was like, I knew exactly where he was going with that. And he was like, sorry, never mind.
Yes. Yeah.
Make
So
his way
good.
back. All right, this next comment.
Okay.
I'm not reading the comment. Sorry, I was transitioning.
Oh, you know
okay.
what? We have two. So
wait.
I pulled two from the Nateland YouTube page. And so, Jen, if you wanted to take one, I don't care which one, but I was going to do the other
This is
one.
me in dark purple, right?
Yes.
We color code things, folks. All right.
We're trying.
Colin
Schultz?
Schulte.
Schultz.
Schulte?
Shroot. Just say Shroot.
Let us know, Colin.
It's got to be
Let us know.
Shroot, right, Colin?
Schulte. Oh, Schulte. Okay. Dead Chicken Gun got me thinking about deer hunting season. Why am I reading this
Definitely
in a southern
Shroot.
accent just automatically? About
You should do it.
deer hunting season this year. My dad was using a propane heater to thaw the frost off of the windows of the
Ooh.
deer blind.
That's a different story.
What's a deer
Haven't
blind?
those
He was in.
dear widows been through enough?
The heat actually cracked the window. So instead of telling his buddy that he broke his stand window, he found a dead turkey on the side of the road and threw it at the window to make it look like the bird had flown into the window and died. Wow, that's very sick, Colin. My God.
Must be real fun at Colin's house around the holidays. Oh, April Fools in particular.
Have you no heart?
I wonder what your dad did to make sure you didn't find out Santa Claus wasn't real. But I thought that was funny.
That's when you ask that man, what'd you used to do? Like, what was your job? You worked for the CIA? FBI?
Yeah.
You a fixer?
I also wanted to say this comment from Erin Smike.
It's
Hey,
my
Erin.
day.
No, Smikey.
She says, once I was traveling with my 2-year-old, and his diaper bag got pulled out of security to be searched. The airport guy asked if I had anything dangerous in my bag. I laughed and said, of course not. He then proceeds to pull out a steak knife that my toddler stole from a restaurant. I've never been more embarrassed.
God.
And I put, is it cake? Have you guys watched that show?
I know
Is
what
it
you're
cake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought like she would just joke around with like, is it cake? I don't know.
That's good.
Just pull out a knife.
I really encourage
That's
you
probably what I would have said.
trying to have these rabbit trail moments. I like it.
Okay.
I like it. It's a good look.
I will say, last April, my ministry team, we all traveled to, they're like, I don't know, 10 or 13 of us all together to Atlanta. And we got to the hotel room, and my friend Hannah pulled a full set of scissors out of her bag that she totally forgot were in there because she's in children. Have I told this story before? Oh,
no.
I've gone full Nate. Have I told this before on here? Anyway, she would cut things out in downtime because she's in children's ministry. So she had them in her bag. They made it all the way through security. Yeah, full scissors.
You know, that's nuts because I have a story flying home from the Tulsa airport at my graduation last year, and I got nailed for a water bottle. And I had to wait an embarrassingly long time. And I was standing there, and they yelled, what's that guy's name? Hunter, in the group that everybody wanted me to marry. Hunter whatever.
Yeah, I know who you mean.
Sorry, Hunter.
I know who you mean. I don't know.
Sorry.
We forgot.
They yelled the same last name, though. It was the same last name. And I was like, what? What are the odds of that? And then I was like, oh my gosh, I hope it's not, because here I am in airport jail.
Airport jail.
For my water.
So before we get into things, I used to work at the airport.
Come again. What?
I was actually in the food court in Terminal A in Bradley International Airport. That is where I met my husband.
Oh.
So we have a cool Jim and Pam type office story, but taking place in the airport. And let me just say, the stuff that went on, it was such a fun job, because I wasn't in security. But we had some interesting things. People have had fights. We have heard of a older man with a sword in his cane.
Gotta have a sword and a cane.
Which I don't fault him for that. But probably can't bring it through the airplane. And obviously this was before 9/11. Wait, was it? No, it wasn't. But no, it wasn't. But it was I don't know, it was fun. And we also got to see quite a bit of celebrities walk through.
They weren't hiding in the secret lounge.
Nope.
Yeah.
I have seen 50 Cent and some of his posse.
In Connecticut? What's he doing there?
In Connecticut. He lives in he has a house in Connecticut. I don't know if he sold it, but there's actually quite a bit of celebrities who have houses in Connecticut. Not where I'm from, just to let you know.
She's
I'm
one
not-
of them, folks.
I'm not new money over here.
She's old money, Colford.
I'm old money. But I have seen Bob Saget, R.I.P., walk by. I've seen Carmen Electra. She's very short. And I also had
Best people are.
Pauly Shore.
Pauly Shore.
He actually came to my defense when there was an unruly passenger who his flight was boarding. Hurry up and make my smoothie. And Pauly Shore was like, dude, she's trying as hard as she can. You should have came earlier. And I turned around and I was like, thanks, Pauly.
He didn't say, dude, stop wheezing the juice.
Yeah, but he was really, really cool.
Yeah.
And so that's just obviously the
I
gist
bet out
of
of
my
all those people,
airport stories.
Pauly Shore would be the coolest. Though I bet
He was the coolest.
security's kind of hard for 50 Cent with all those gunshot
He
wounds.
is not the friendliest,
Oh,
unfortunately.
I can imagine.
I think he also could have been tired.
Well, he was shot a lot. So there's that.
Yeah.
Well,
He had an entourage and people wanted his autograph and he was like, he kind of shrugged them off and kept walking. But I got to take Lloyd Banks' order, which is one of his guys. And he was who also is a rapper and he was cool. Oh, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem! You can't miss him.
Yes, and his knees were counter height. He was like,
look at the knees on that guy.
It was very cool.
Fun times at the airport, and none of these people were hanging out in the old celebrity lounge.
I wish I had like the thought back then to take pictures, but I didn't. You're just gonna have to take my word for it, folks.
All right, we guess we believe
picture
you.
it didn't happen is the policy in my family.
What?
My family has a policy, and it is picture or it didn't happen. So
I like to subscribe by that as well. Which means I'm going to have to definitely get a picture of this.
Editing. Milt Wilson, be quiet.
I got it.
What happened? Did you take a picture?
I did.
I wasn't ready. Okay.
So I love how, just want to jump this conversation off 20 minutes in, finally. So I love how Nate was like, I love a good stroll around the airport. I'm sorry, what? You mean
that's what I'm saying?
The same guy who literally bit Brian's head off for being a cow walking through the airport. But I just he said, once you make it through security, then it's like, which I agree. I like a good jaunt around, get a lay of the land,
It just made me laugh how he said it so casually, like he's this chill guy at the airport. And I was like, I don't know if that's our image of you at the airport.
Pretty sure we have a different perception there, Bargetzi.
And he reamed Brian and Passode about walking a mall.
Yeah. I also noticed a very strategic move on Mr. Weber's part. I will give him credit for this. He questioned Nate about a moving sidewalk, which Nate has expressed before. Don't ever stand still on a moving sidewalk. So Nate was like, Aaron was like, you like to walk on those? And he said, I avoid them. I don't even go near them. And I was like, what? So many inconsistencies.
He does a lot of air travel though. So
it's true. Who can keep it all straight,
Yeah.
Yeah. Thinks you can just crack a window on a plane. So there's that.
But Dusty on the other hand is like a model and a fan on those sidewalks. Get a little
there's like background
a little Fabio.
Dooch.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, it's Dusty. Dusty Slime.
It's that country singer who sings really weird songs and throws guitars at wrestling.
I really thought it was wrestling, mama.
Wrestling.
I really thought it was funny when Aaron read the lyrics to that song, and I was like, surprisingly very good at reading lyrics. Like it was like I didn't mind that at all. I would I would listen to that before bed.
Yeah. He did really, really well.
Good job, Aaron, on reading those words. You did it, buddy.
You did it. You made it. Dusty's Wikipedia page. Congrats, buddy.
I want to know who made it.
You made it.
You did it. You made it.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments if you made it. Because you're obviously watching this.
Of you. Please.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
We get more views than that. It's like 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll tell you who else has made it. Thomas C. Hanks.
All right. Yeah.
He made it to the Wikipedia. He is a seismologist, a Dr. Thomas C.
If we're going to get into the Tom Hanks thing, let's just skip Thomas C. Hanks and get into it, which is what probably every person says to him.
Right.
Poor Thomas C. Hanks.
He's watching this. They mentioned me. Oh, that girl's mean. Again, I love how they talked about.
I was just thinking of our seismology demographic likelihood. Go ahead.
I love how they talked about. Yeah, all the seismologists watch Folkland. It's a common fact, Brandi. I love how they talked about Tom Hanks. I do think he is like my favorite actor. Him or
If you like potatoes, you probably like Tom Hanks.
Yeah. Did you say that before?
Mm-hmm.
I have. It's an ongoing theory that I've worked for years.
Yeah.
My husband and I.
He's the bread and butter.
agree.
Like you can just enjoy him in everything. But
Yeah.
Yep.
I like how Nate was like he's in too many movies. But hold on. The Polar Express did not come up in the way that I thought it would. Because he plays like 3 freaking characters in this movie. We watched it recently and we were like, why? So it's just more. Tom Hanks talking to himself.
He's more than 3.
Yeah.
Come on my train, little boy. Why, mister? Like, it's like, why would you do what? Who's
like kind of sort of look like your dad?
Whose choice was that? You know?
Yeah.
I'm Santa. I'm the hobo. I'm the little boy. I don't know. You know? I'm the train conductor.
There's like 4 people to voice that movie.
It's like he stole my Just Jen idea.
A little bit. The Polar Express is they just ginger.
And then what happened to me? Excuse me. The high altitude here.
Yeah.
Excuse me. This cabin is a little.
It's going to be a bumpy ride now.
We're experiencing a little turbulence.
Yeah.
I'm the one.
And now he's in Pinocchio, which I haven't watched yet.
Me neither.
Is it even out? Probably.
It is.
I don't see about movies anymore. Like, how do you know they're coming out?
It has some not good reviews.
You don't, Brandi? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Movies are coming out.
I mean, my kid's dad, also known as my husband, he will come. He'll come home and say, like, sometimes there's the new so and so trailer's out, or like he'll say, "Hold on," and he won't say why, and he'll just pull up his trailer. Like he knows those things sometimes, and that's my source.
Yeah. My source is like if it comes up on YouTube sometimes, like they'll do a little advertisement or on the front of my Amazon Fire Stick.
Yeah, I got nothing. I don't hear about him. Somebody has to like post about it or something.
Yeah, it's true.
Or I see it on the Netflix or the Prime.
Yeah.
Which
I really don't. I mean, the Hankster has been in a million movies, but I don't know if in the last several years, if anything, that he's been in. Well, not. I mean, the Mr. Rogers movie was pretty good.
Yeah,
didn't watch that. I watched. What's that one? Saving Mr. Banks. Was he in that one? Yeah. My that was a really good one. That's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, I just saw a preview. He's got this movie coming out, A Man Called Otto. I really want to see that. He's like a grumpy old man. Yeah. But apparently he was in the Elvis movie.
That's what they said. That Nate said it was done weird. And
I haven't seen.
I don't really.
He didn't like it. Nate did not.
There's all these movies that he's been in that I haven't seen since Mr. Rogers. Some movie called Greyhound. Some movie called News of the World. Some other movie called Finch.
Yeah.
How am I not? And it's like, yeah, they're right. He's the star in all these movies. It's him on the poster.
He's in some amazing stuff, though, from the 80s up through.
What's your favorite Tom Hanks movie?
Oh, gosh.
Is he the founding father of movies?
No, that'd be like
if there was a Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore.
A Mount Rushmore. Okay, not
Rushmore. The Hankster would be on there. Now, I don't know if we could get Dusty Slay to sign off on that.
I think my favorite Tom Hanks movie is Turner and Hooch.
That is fun.
Gosh, fun. I mean, he's really good. I love Toy Story. I love that. And he's Sheriff Woody.
I guess it counts. I'm sorry. That was me.
Definitely
it's like an animation, but he's not in it.
He's definitely in it. All right, and then let's see.
He's the dad and the boy and Woody. He's also that mean kid, Seth or whatever.
I love Sleepless in Seattle. I love You've Got Mail. I love
You've Got Mail.
Sleepless in Seattle's my fave. I know I just said another one was my favorite, but.
Yeah. I mean,
my favorite romance.
Forrest Gump's an amazing film.
I love hearing Nate say, Jen, I thought he was talking to me.
Bubba, no. Mama. There's so many great lines in that one.
The great lines are Mama. Such a great line.
Mama's also
When Brian said the greatest actor of our generation, and Aaron goes, I don't think we're in the same generation.
Yeah.
It's true.
Man, tough crowd. Hey,
That was
now
pretty
I will say what made me laugh is that they talked about Tom Hanks for 10 minutes, and at no point did they bring up the multiple movies that he has been in that involved air travel on an episode called Air Travel.
Yeah, that is true. I think they did mention The Terminal.
They said it was
like
a good movie, but I mean, they also said Polar Express was at the same
That's true.
in the same breath. I'm just saying it was timely. It was right in front of him, and Terminal was the first one I thought of, and then I was like, oh yeah, he was in that Sully movie too about that guy who did the crash landing. On the Hudson. I didn't see that one.
I didn't see that one either, but you're right. I think you're right. Yeah.
And then, of course, I knew instantly my costume was going to be a Hankster costume, but I did not know until it came full circle. And the reason I went with Castaway Hankster is because he's the one who was in a plane crash, bringing it back to the topic.
She's relevant, folks. You better believe it.
Sometimes. Occasionally.
Well,
hey, I do try for my costume every week.
I have a question.
Yes, you do.
What happened with Nate's wisdom teeth? Because I think I checked out at that point.
He said he got laughing gas, and it went fine.
Well,
That's literally the whole story.
I don't care.
He didn't have anything really funny to say.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess I'm glad it was not eventful.
I'm not. I want to
he doesn't have time for that.
No, I want to see a video of Nate out of his mind with the stuff in his mouth, and he's like,
just a little saliva.
Hello, world.
Brian is so great. Hello. I love him.
He's like, hello, world. Yeah. What?
Oh, I want to hear him talking his redneck voice while he's got that in his mouth.
Are you telling me? Just go on really
he's
angry, Nate.
Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders.
Yeah. So, guys, I wanted to bring this up too. Okay, when they talked about the Celebrity Airport Lounge, I instantly thought about this Saturday Night Live sketch that it wasn't new, but they've brought it back, I don't know, at least 2 times. But it was called the Five Timers Club. Have either of you seen it?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. I watched that clip. Yeah.
Yes.
So the first time that they did it, Tom Hanks was the host, and it was when he had been on for the 5th time. But of course, Steve Martin is in there just schmoozing it up. And the whole time they were talking about this, Nate talked about the Celebrity Lounge. I'm picturing Steve Martin in there in the smoking jacket.
He's like, welcome, you finally made it, boys.
Yeah. Oh, Bargatze, is it?
We've been watching you for a while.
He's good.
Yeah. I will put a link to that sketch in our YouTube comments.
I think we need to get straight to the poo that landed the plane.
I was like, we already did Poo Daddy.
So somebody, what was that?
I don't know. I hashtag Poo Daddy for something.
Hashtag Poo Daddy.
Sorry, Poo Daddy.
Hashtag my favorite daddy.
You may not be ready for the attention. I'm so sorry that I hashtag you without your consent.
What if hashtag Poo Daddy went viral?
Oh my God.
He's in the Celebrity Lounge.
We finally watched Folkland. Because
Poo Daddy, was it you on the plane? We need to know. Somebody posted in the group to Brian before the episode aired about a poop that landed a plane.
Her name was Lisa Shepard Stiff.
Oh, where you wrote this? Oh, Lisa. I know Lisa.
Yeah, I wanted to mention her name because Breakfast didn't mention it, and I just want to make sure she got her shout out.
Well, yeah, I feel like he got interrupted. I'm sure he probably would have, but yeah.
He wasn't trying to be rude.
Was it the London to Dubai flight? Is that the same?
Yeah. So it's...
You smelling something over there, Jen?
Sorry, I was looking for the poop, and I found it.
She's like,
January 2nd, she posted this. That was the day they recorded. and she said Brian Bates, but this is 8:00 at night, so they must have recorded earlier in the day, right? Like, she said, in fairness, you said it took a long time, not a foul poo, but you're the first one I thought of when I saw this. And so it's a picture of a British Airways plane. In 2015, someone took such a foul poop the British airline flight from Heathrow to Dubai. Yeah, you were right. Only after 30 minutes had to turn around. So Brian said...
Only after 30 minutes? I didn't catch that part.
Sorry, what did I do? But I guess he told a story about a bathroom visit on an international flight. Like, he was in there for a long time. He sat back down while the line was down the aisle. Something she recapped. I don't remember the episode, but I thought, how interesting that she commented that, and then they ended up talking about it. And I think they had to have recorded before she sent it.
I think maybe they recorded on Tuesday, because they were talking about that incident that happened Monday evening with the football player.
A Tuesday?
Yes, because Nate was at the Titans game Sunday.
Yeah.
And he was riding around that
sound at all like stalkers right now, ladies.
We're like figuring out their whole schedule. And he was at
I got a lot of time here on the island. I keep track of things.
He was
at 8:15
waving to Brian at the cheap seats, and he was on with Dude Perfect. But yes, Monday night, my husband was watching, and he pounded on the door where I was, in the room where I was, and he was like telling me all about it. And I usually, try and be in earshot. I like watching football too, and I just wasn't watching at that moment. It was very scary. And I think they made the right move to just not do it, not continue the game. And I did check before we got on here that he did wake up. Damar Hamlin, he woke up, and in writing, he asked the doctors, did we win? And the doctors answered, Damar, you won. You won the game of life.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he can only write.
So praise God.
Told me.
He can only write for now, but he's in communication.
God. And now people are saying football might be canceled forever. I was like,
oh man,
I doubt it. Makes too much money.
I doubt it, but
it is.
So,
this just in, as I was looking back on the Nateland Facebook page to see, because somebody else has posted another poo story in the air.
Another poo
story?
We have another guess as to what our costumes are. It is not before 9:00, but I'm going to go ahead and let you know. It was Rick Peterson, yes, and he says probably has something to do with wisdom teeth being pulled. Makes your brain grow bigger.
Sadly, you're wrong. Our brains could use some growth. Mine could. All right, I want to get into the truck now and wait in it.
Oh, we're not going to talk about poo anymore?
Okay.
Well, I just wanted to say it was Andre the Giant. I thought that was worth mentioning.
What?
Oh, right. Yes, Andre the Giant, when he's up in the air, they talked about it before in a previous episode, him having to, because he's so big, remember, he was so tall, they had to kind of configure a bathroom situation for him, or something about, like, wasn't it a small plane and the toilet was under his seat? I forgot. It was something like that.
That was really worth revisiting, guys.
Okay. Moving on.
Landing the plane.
I don't know. What do they do?
Waiting in the truck. Laura, I always say Laura. It's Lauren Watson.
It's also Laura Bargatze. I thought that's where you're heading. Go ahead.
She rewound and listened to the part of the episode few times where they were talking about that song "Wait in the Truck." She was saying that she couldn't understand the connection between the Bengals fans at the hospital and that song, and was saying she was totally lost. And I was like, for once in my life, I thought that was when Nate made the most sense. Like, to me, I was like, oh, I totally get it. It's like gross when people exploit a tragedy on air just for viewers, or I don't know. I didn't watch any of it, but I did talk to someone about it, and they were saying, it was weird. They didn't do a good job of
it was weird. They didn't do a good job.
So
but at the same time, I don't know what they were supposed to do. That's the hard part. I think I get what Nate is saying is
well, it's like that
it's hard to think that all of them really care. I think a lot of them do, especially those who used to be players. But my husband did mention, not to put him on blast, he did mention that there was one anchor that he said he felt was not as like connected and not really as like sensitive, or that was kind of like fake, which I guess could be part of their job.
Yeah.
But I could see how, like, I mean, the camera is like on you and you have to say something, so then it's like, I feel this.
Well, that's kind of our whole show, isn't it?
She gone. Oh, hey.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Did you put the lime in the coconut, or you mix it all up?
If I could find one, and a lime on this whole island.
But yeah, it's like, I think Aaron said that, like, well, if you don't comment on it, then there's nothing really for your show. So it is kind of like, but I think that wasn't really the sentiment. The sentiment was,
no, right,
like, the guy singing this song. It really should have been about the girl. But I also thought, would I want to listen to a song about the girl in this situation? Maybe not. Like, but I guess it was like,
I think it was something like a macho like song. Like, I took care of business and I, helped her out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like a savior complex to me.
Yeah. I can see that. Diagnose that, folks.
All right.
Wasn't very fun though, so let's move on.
Well, hey, I gotta move on. You gotta move on. We all gotta move on sometime, right, folks?
Yeah. Wake up, Jacy. Sometimes pilots fall asleep while they're.
I'm falling asleep with my eyes open right now.
Attention!
Oh my gosh!
That's a disturbing thought. The thought of the pilots falling asleep while they're flying the plane.
I know.
I mean, you could run right into Santa and his reindeer without knowing.
I mean, they're just killing all these birds and sleeping through it.
I have a friend who, well, a lot like that chicken cannon, whatever. I have a friend who was driving long hours on a road trip with a friend of hers, and they were switching driving. About 3 a.m., the van they're driving has like the lane correcting thing and, cruise control, all that stuff. So it's like pretty much driving itself. And she said she woke up around 3 a.m., saw the phone horizontal on the dash, watching Netflix. Maybe it was West Wing. And the person had their feet up on the dash, laid back,
disturbing.
Yeah.
I
was like,
oh my
I would have
God.
woken up and been like, what the? I would have been like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Especially if you're driving, like when we were driving to Indiana and you go through Ohio, and those truckers don't care. They do not care if you are on the road. They actually drive close to you, and they literally will like try and go into your car.
Wow.
And I don't know. It's a thing.
It's like,
it's a thing.
What's like Mad Max, Escape from New York City. It's like, no rules. It's all road out here.
It's all apocalyptic over there in Ohio.
As soon as you cross state lines, truckers are like, you feel like dying?
It's like cars and like, we got a nodder.
We got a nodder. Yeah.
That's my favorite.
I don't get it.
Hit me up for the
Jen. Who has kids here?
I'll tell you one thing. In the apocalypse, you're probably not going to find a good Diet Coke.
With no
but
lemon
if you're
either.
looking for one now,
they're only going to have that.
I'm fine with that. I'm not a fan.
They're only going to have that in heaven, but they probably won't even have it there. It's not that good.
Aaron had a pretty good one this week, and Nate had a pretty good one time at an old spaghetti factory in Toronto. I think that was.
I'm glad they bonded over that.
Yeah. Yes.
Real interesting.
Oh my gosh,
folks.
Yeah.
What's more interesting? I really agreed with Nate's thoughts on the Mark of the Beast, just for some light subject matter,
A chip
he made
is
a
coming.
really good point. Our pastor talks about that, like how back like 20 years ago or when I was growing up and you're hearing about it, you're like, that's so ridiculous. Like, we would never fall for that. And now it's like, no, it's actually a thing. People are getting chips implanted in their hands as a form of currency.
Yeah, in other countries.
Future seer folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's more scary than your pilot falling asleep, if you ask me.
I didn't ask. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Is it
who asked it was Sarah Ann Dippity.
Yeah,
Right.
Betsy.
She asked.
or was it two kids, Sarah and Dippity?
Sarah Ann Dippity.
Sarah and
Dippity on out.
Goofus and Gallant.
Sarah and Dippity, Goofus and Gallant. That's who it was.
Okay, when they're firing dead chickens at airplane windshields, and someone said they were alive before they loaded them, was it Nate who said that? Because I thought that was actually pretty brilliant.
They're like, how'd the chickens die? Well, I think they were alive, and they're just telling people they're dead chickens, but when they came out, they were dead. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We having nuggets tonight, boys.
Hey, we didn't talk about Simon Vanderberg.
And all the nuggets.
Vanderberg.
Yes, we have a folk feature this week, everyone, and it was an impressive one.
Yes, great video.
Yeah.
Of Nate reading names like at a graduation. It was very entertaining.
Oh,
I want him to be the commencement speaker at a graduation now.
I love all the Bates and Brian on the side. I mean, Bates and Aaron on the side, like going, like encouraging him, and like, yeah. It's just like all the little clips were perfect.
Real good.
It was really great.
And the animation, like the eyes, the shifty eyes, and then you see like a Yeti, and you see like Dusty Slay, and he goes, having a good time.
We should
go across
we should tag old
so
Vandenberg and ask him how long it took him to make that, or how he got the idea for it. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Well, I did give him a heads up that he was our folk feature this week, so hopefully he's watching and will give us a comment.
Amazing.
Hashtag Pooh Daddy.
Hashtag Demberg.
Demberg.
I'm not allowed to say Pooh Daddy anymore.
Okay. Hey, Bear.
Bad News Bates was back.
That's right. Hey, there was some kind of really funny name for him in the beginning of the sode. Maybe it was Blimpy Bates. There was
Blimpy?
Blimpy Bates, somebody called him. I don't know in the sode. I actually couldn't find too many
Man, there was one
him.
real good one up top. Somebody comment if you know. My mic fell, sorry.
Your bunny fell asleep, girl.
There was Bean Butterscotch, which I know we've heard those. Somebody called him Dunkin' Donuts, which I thought was funny. And then Blimpy Bates.
Blimpy Bates.
And yeah, Brandi, you said something about a comment that Brian made, boy named Sue, and I totally missed that part. So I didn't know if you wanted to touch on that.
When they were breaking down this song lyrics, he brought up Johnny Cash. Killed a man in Reno just to watch
I do remember that
I never
part.
knew where that saying came from. I heard it on Boy Meets World.
Same.
The grandma said it. She said, I killed a man in Reno just to watch him die. To like get some baseball cards. So I've always said that. And I never knew where it came from.
Johnny Cash.
It was good for me.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, before Nate got out the song he was thinking of, very instantly, Brian says, boy named Sue.
I don't get it.
It was pretty funny. The Boy Named Sue is a Johnny Cash song, and it's a story song about a boy who grew up hating that his father had named him Sue, and he spends his dad is a deadbeat dad.
Boy Named Sue.
He's not a
Hashtag daddy
around.
issues.
That's what this song's about. And he finally finds his dad one day in a bar, and he gets in a big fight with him. And his dad goes, and that's why I named you Sue, because you're tough now.
And then
he says, my name is Sue. How do you do?
Yeah, if I were the boy, I'd be like, wow, a freaking crap.
He says, now I think I understand you. It's like a spoken, a poem. He reads the lyrics kind of like a poem.
Song.
And then he's like, and I think I understand you. We've had a difference, but now I'm coming around to understand. And if I ever have a boy, I'm going to name him. And then he's like, Bob, Bill, Dan, anything but Sue.
I'd like Aaron to read these lyrics, please. It's my request.
Yes. Aaron, please.
All right.
That'd be so hilarious.
We're going on pretty long here, folks.
Bring her in for a landing, folks.
All right. Well, please follow us, subscribe, all the things. Follow us on Instagram, Folkland_podcast, and subscribe on YouTube, the Folkland Podcast. Please comment. Leave us comments. We will share them. We are here for the folks. And we love you guys, and we can't wait to chat with you again next week.
See ya.